doing today? Welcome to Sports Night with Jorge. Man, a lot to talk about. Listen, I'm so excited. Orioles won their sixth straight in a row. The team, the pitching, the bullpen is coming in. Clutch hitting. Now they still have problem with runners scoring positions, but they'll hopefully by the middle of the season they'll get used to it and get acquainted with it and start hitting with runners in scoring position. But clutch hits, clutch home runs, back to back home runs today. Atlee Rushman, Gunnar Henderson. Listen, I can't tell you the guys. This manager, I have to give him credit. Okay, I know he started kind of difficult. I don't think it was more about a manager situation. It was more about all the injuries the team had. But you got to be proud for this team, man. They're having a turnaround right now. If they can continue winning, listen, this team was 16 games behind. Now they're 12 game behind. The Yankees lose tonight or they're off tonight. They're only 12 games out. Out of the wild card, they were like 16, 17 games out. Now they're only like 9, 8 games out of the wild card. So plenty of baseball to play. It's just continue to be consistent. And listen, let's give credit to the bullpen, credit to the starting pitching. Uh, yeah, they're not going 6, 7 innings, but I have to give kudos what he did. He changed the middle relief. I mean, he changed his players. He got Soto, Akins. He mixed it around. He's not giving Bautista that much innings anymore, which is fine because he just came out of injury. But right now, congratulations to the Baltimore Orioles. They're playing good ball. Now, let's talk Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers. It's okay. First loss last night. Not a big deal. Overtime loss. Let me tell you, these two teams are basically the same. They both compare the same, man. Listen, unfortunately, I still believe Panthers win in 7 games. Good game. Both of these teams could win on the road. I mean, what could happen? A struggle. But listen, who doesn't struggle in the NHL in playoff situation? I mean, there's teams that they will bounce back. But listen, I'm gonna say 7 games. Now the Panthers has been back to back years, repeated as Stanley Cup champions, and this is the third year if they do it. If Edmonton don't do it or they make it, listen, congratulations both ways because that's a good ball club. That's a club that's come a long way, especially in hockey. Hockey's not easy to play either, guys and girls. But anyhow, those that have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot to talk about. This is going to be probably a little short one here because why? The reason is we're going to talk once again Miami Dolphins. A lot of stuff going into the OTA'S. I apologize. OTA, I think, ends up in this week before they take time off. As you see, Ramsey has not been traded yet. I think there's something going on there when it comes with the value, the money, the incentives, things that, you know, can a team afford doing this kind of trade and get some of the salary off? I know Miami will save money in the salary cap. Another one, Tyreek Hill, was mentioned too. Uh, Cedar, our defensive tackle, had decided to not participate in any OTAs, and I don't think he's going to do mini camp because he wants an extension of the contract. I don't blame him, guys, because listen, I think Greer extended the wrong players. I know he extended Waddle last year. He extended Ramsey. He extended, I think he extended and even Hill, the wrong people. Okay, so that's going to be see what happens in this offseason. Hopefully, they can sign him. They can extend his contract. Uh, Once again, another one I'm gonna bring up Juno Smith or Jonu Smith, the tight end. Great season with the Dolphins. We're going back and forth. First, they're not going to trade him. Then they're going to trade him. Then they're not going to take him to Pittsburgh. Then finally, the tight end from Pittsburgh has an Achilles injury, former San Diego tight end. And now we're back in discussion of trading Jonu Smith. Is that a good idea? I don't think so. Now, everybody says, why don't you sign a Pitt from Atlanta? Kyle Pitt, listen, why are you going to change your strategy in this team? Why are you going to change all this, especially in the beginning of a season? Okay, you don't know what could happen to through practice. I mean, OTAs, like I said, is almost done already. So what happened to practice preseason? I mean, John Smith was a key player for the Miami Dolphins. I'm saying this all along, guys. He was a key. I mean, he broke the tight end record for the Miami Dolphins, something that Gasicki couldn't do. But I tell you, if Gasicki was there and they would have given him the ball, see, Gasicki was not a bad player. Look what he did with the Bengals. And I'm glad that he went to the Bengals. He went to Joe Burrow. And listen, he had a season. He had a career there. I mean, I can't blame him. The guy's amazing. And I think he still is amazing. Now that he might not be a run blocker, because you use tight end to run block. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I'm not gonna go there because why? That's why you have an offensive lineman. You have a solid offensive lineman that could block your running backs and block for your quarterbacks. You're gonna have a field day regardless. Now, Tariq Hill has been quiet lately. I know he's been on and off, in the news. He mentioned back again he wants 2,000 yards. You see, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not criticizing the guy. I love the guy. Great wide receiver. That's why they call him the cheetah, his speed. But that thing off the field situation and then going into the field, I disagree with that. We need to eliminate that. Unfortunately, so Greer and McDaniel has their hand full coming up this camp coming up, mini camp. I mean, I'm hearing from all these great podcasters that I know that I love and I hear from them. Good news when it comes to Patrick, the offensive tackle. Uh, you know, players that like Chubbs, the edge linebacker, what he's having through OTAs. I mean, it's just his speed. I mean, that's the next. Now, are we going to keep all these rush edgers? Now we got Chubbs, then Chubbs, and then we got Phillip coming back. All these two players are coming back from injury. So we're solid. I think not defensively, but in the secondary, we might have questions. But listen, I'm a firm believer. Give these guys opportunity to play this league. Okay, you don't know who could become a star. Now, Ramsey, going back to Ramsey, staying here in Miami, I doubt it. Why? Him and McDaniel don't communicate. But the defensive coach Weaver, he has no problem with Ramsey. Now they can work this out. I don't know how, but the only way I see this, if Miami could go all the way, Miami has to win. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. Miami has to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not buying that playoff win. Just give me a playoff win, because you know what? Even though you get that playoff win, you're still going to dismantle the team. You're still going to put the team in and just spread it apart. Okay, you're not going to keep Tyreek Hill for next year. You're not going to keep Ramsey for next year. But of course, Ramsey will be traded. Okay, now you look at all this and you ask yourself question. What are the Miami Dolphins are doing? What is Chris Greer doing? Or what is McDaniel doing? I mean, either you win it all, or I'm gonna be honest with you guys. These guys will be out of the season, probably half of the season. Probably if McDaniel don't get fired, probably Greer get fired. But I think McDaniel will go first than Greer. Let's be honest. Okay, that team has so much promising. It has a great lineup. And here we go again. We did a couple of years ago. On paper, this team looked good. Now listen, I'm gonna say this, and I have repeated this in my podcast. Since Miami scored 70 points against the Denver Broncos, that is not the same team. What has happened? Let's be honest. Once again, people get adopted. You study films and you see this. And what happens? Okay. It puts you in a position that says you need to change your plays, McDaniel. You need to come with something new, McDaniel. And that's what happened. You cannot feed the same thing, the same play over and over and over and over again. Now, watch this. Last year, Waddle, Hill got injured. John Smith, the tight end, basically took over because they already knew who you're going to throw the ball in the field. And that's one thing you have to realize. Sometimes people say, "Well, what in the world, George?" Well, that's what happens. That's what actually happens. They're going to cover your best receivers. Then you got your running backs, which I think Achan is a good running back catching the ball. But listen, this team is loaded in the offensive line. I think they're loaded in running backs. They're loaded in wide receiver. Probably tight end if we keep Juno Smith or Jano Smith. Okay. Defense, I think they're good up front. The probably one of the best up front in NFL right now. Of course, with Keith, with the new guy from Michigan, you have to look at this team in a way like saying, are they really that good to give us 10-game win this season? Are they really that good physically, like they say there is? Because it's on paper. We were good on paper years ago. What did we accomplish? Let me tell you something. I put something out there. If you guys never noticed, Greer record as a GM with the Dolphins is 75 wins and 73 losses. 2 games over 500, if you want to say that. I mean, you can't blame anything on McDaniel. He's the coach. Okay, Greer has made good decisions, but also made bad decisions. Same thing as the coach. So, what are we expecting the Miami Dolphins in 2025? It's going to be very interesting, guys and girls. I love sports. I'm original. I'm honest. I tell you what I see. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. But I am not content with this team the way it looks now. Now, on paper, they look great. Basically, that's almost every other team. Now, you got Tua haters. That's another one. Will Tua play 17 games? Zach Wilson, is he your backup quarterback? Honestly, guys, I don't think he's our backup quarterback. You pay him $6 million. All right. Then we got the guy from Texas. They could probably replace Tua. Who knows? Right now, the Dolphins are playing with money, and they are, guys. Let's be honest. They don't know what to do with the money. Why? Because if we cut this, we save this. If we get this guy, you know what? You should not extend in their contracts. Period. From last year. Now, a Waddle, yes. A Tyreek Hill and Ramsey, you know what you were dealing with. Because once again, we bring all these stars to Miami. And what did they come to Miami for? To make money. Because I don't see no winning. Because all we asking as a fan, give us a win. Give us a playoff win. Take us to the next level. We can't even go to the next level. We're stuck in the same level. So think about it. I ask myself every time, man. I mean, and I talked to my brother from Florida. He lives in Florida. My brother says, man, George, we got to line up, man. It's going to be like a John Madden game. Yeah, when we beat Denver, it was a John Madden game. But after that, there was no more John Madden. Then another thing you have to worry about. Okay, A-Chain. Concussion. Tua, concussion. So Miami had a lot of players last year that had concussions. That's another thing you got to, think about. Now, I hope they're healthy. I hope McDaniel used knowledge how to use these players this year. Because he has a good lineup. He does have a good lineup. Does he have a better one than Philadelphia? Maybe not. Kansas City, I'm going to say yeah, because Kansas City, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sorry. Unless Kansas City gets better, I mean, I know they got Pacheco, and if Kelsey could come back to his form, it's a possibility. Okay, so, but there's offensive, I mean, they're not better than Baltimore Ravens. They're not better than even than the Bengals. Because Joe Burrow and Tua. But Tua is a winner. Tua likes to win. Tua don't give up. Tua is a player, a team player. The only thing is, remember, this is the first time McDaniel is not making the play callings. We have a new offensive coach. And that's another thing we have to look at. Okay, what is new for Miami? Is it 70-30? Which when I mean 70-30, is 70% throwing the ball, 30% running? Or is it 30% throwing or 70% running? Or it's going to be 50-50. Both sides of the ball has to click on for the Miami Dolphins. Because all we are going to say this, we can't rely on Tua arm. See, I can't say that. When Tua beat the Baltimore Ravens, come from behind, threw 6 touchdowns in that game. What do we all say? That's why I don't criticize players. That's why I don't talk bad about players, because you don't know what could happen, especially in 2025. Now, Miami got a tough schedule. Yes, Miami has a lot of playoff teams in that schedule that they're playing. It's going to be difficult. They got Pittsburgh. They got the Commanders. Okay? Of course, their own divisional rivals, the Buffalo Bills. See, this is where Miami needs to go over the hump. You beat Buffalo, I think you prove something to the fans in Buffalo and in Miami. If you could beat them twice, if you go 1-1, listen, it is what it is. But you got to prove to the fans that you could beat Buffalo. But anyhow, I want to thank those that have subscribed, guys. My goal is to reach 1,000. I'm close. I'm at 870. I appreciate. I made some funny videos this morning. Do check my shorts. On my shorts, you get breaking news, or you get like updates like the Panthers, update with the Orioles, whatever update comes up. Rumor started again that before I change the subject here, which I am changing it, Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know what Pittsburgh's doing. I hope they're smart. I hope the coach is smart. I hope he doesn't make that decision. Listen, if he thinks there's something left in the tank, all the way I see it, guys, with all due respect, I respect the guy. He's a Hall of Famer. He had a heck of a career. But stop taking a roster from another individual. Just call it quits, man. This is it. Now, I know you guys are going to come here and tell me, but George, he loves the game. Who doesn't? But you had an Achilles injury. Your body has been beaten down. He's over 40 years old. Hey, and I know you're going to tell me Brady played. I know Brady played at that age. But Brady kept himself healthy. Took supplement. Nobody can tell me that. He took some supplements. Okay. Which that's fine, because at the NFL, there's no big thing. And years ago, steroids. Remember Lyle Zato? I mean, come on. We could talk about that. So it's just that football from back then in the 80s and 90s to the 2000s, man, these guys are beasts. They're big. They're huge. You got linemen running at 4.3 or 4.4. And this is offensive linemen, man. I'm not joking. I mean, the speed is it's just a different. It's a different story. And then another thing, you added one more game from 16 to 17 games. And now we heard that probably by 2026, 2027, they're expanding one more game. I mean, really? Listen, if you notice lately, all these players are retiring. The guy that retired, the offensive tackle for Detroit, 29, 30 years old? And announced his retirement. You got people exiting early at the retirement in the 20s, 29, 28, 30. That's still young. You know why? It's a wear and tear in the body. Football is physical. Remember, football is once a week. Imagine football, every two days or 3 days, like baseball. They'll never make it. And then think about it. You play a Sunday game, and then you have a Thursday night game. So you got 4 days to practice. That's another thing I don't like. These prime times schedule with teams that play on Sunday and then come back Thursday. But they're off the next week. It doesn't matter. You just finished playing a game to jump to another game in 4 days. And if you travel, even worse. And it goes worse for both teams, the home team and the away team. So anyhow, I want to thank you so much. Once again, those that have subscribed to the channel, those that has given me the like. Listen, I'm going to go live hopefully tomorrow or Saturday. Depends how it goes. Once again, congratulations to the Baltimore Orioles. 6 in a row. Yes, I know you're going to tell me they beat the White Sox, the worst team in baseball. But guess what? They went to Seattle, a #1 club in their division, and they swept Seattle in Seattle. And now they're going, I think tomorrow night, they're going to Oakland. So this is a streak. You see, the Yankees, when Yankees were winning, guys, and I don't say Bad things for the Yankees because the Yankees has a good lineup and everything. But the Yankees were winning easy teams at the beginning of the season. Of course, then they face the Dodgers, they face the Mets, they start facing team over 500. And this is where I say now the Orioles, it's like, hey man, we gotta beat this team. And now the only team they beat over 500, it's Seattle. Now they go to Oakland. So and Oakland's not playing bad ball either. So now if the Orioles continue with the streak and they can come out of the cellar, you know, and let's see what happens in the second half of baseball. Who knows, guys? Who knows? Anything can happen. The only thing is they're getting healthy. That's a good thing for the Orioles. Like I say, clutch hitting. Now, not hitting with runner in scoring position. They're struggling with that still. But listen, they were down 3-1 today. Okay, Holiday walked. Here come the catcher Rushman hits a 2-run homer. Now we're tied 3-3, and then came Gunnar Henderson and hit a back-to-back home run with a solo shot. So listen, this is what I'm talking about. What I'm looking and seeing of the Orioles, they're not giving up. They're in the game, and these games they were trading against Seattle, and they went ahead and took over. Except the first game that they won 5-1. Then yesterday they came from behind, and then today they came from behind. So you got to give them kudos, man. They're the Orioles. That's my team. Hopefully they come out of the cellar. That'll be great. Wild card, whatever I can take, I take it right now. But once again, thank you so much for subscribing. Don't forget to leave any comments in the comment section. And listen, you guys have a blessed night and see you soon. Take care now.